That was a pathetic jab session. Pathetic. But you know what? I feel like I should only get up for when the Lakers have a good win and I feel really good about the win. I feel like that's when I do the jumping jags and I do basically a sparring session for 15 minutes. Barely beating the Magic. I feel like I just kind of stay in my chair. You know what I mean? What's going on, Lake fans? Thank you very much for tuning in. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. As always, as I do when I start off the show, please subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate it. Let's keep growing this channel, my own personal YouTube channel that I've had for a long time. Why? Because I love talking Lakers basketball. Post-game show number 2. Finished post-game show number 1. Post-game show now after the post-game show. All right, let's get right into it. One game at a time, Slee. Yes, you're right about that. By the way, I'm just going to say this right out the gate, kind of everything that I'm going to get into in tonight's show. We'll talk about the win. Obviously, spent a lot of time talking about Austin Reeves and really what the bench has been doing for the Lakers. We'll spend some time talking about Anthony Davis and the starters not playing good basketball. Spend a little time talking about kind of how surprisingly close this game was when the Lakers are so desperate. We'll look forward a little bit as well. I'll read some of your comments. Super Chat is on as well if you want to be a part of that. Thank you for tuning in, Laker fans. Okay, let's just start off with this. Let's not screw around. I know most Laker fans are going to want to talk about him. Austin Reeves. Amit, thank you for the message there. Austin Reeves. Did Austin Reeves just have 35 points, get to the free throw line 18 times, go get 6 rebounds and 6 assists? Did Austin Reeves just save the Los Angeles Lakers season? Am I being too dramatic there, or did that just happen? Because if he'd have had 20 points tonight, Lakers are losing this game by 10. If he'd have had 25 points, Lakers would have lost this game. Austin Reeves needed to drop 35 points for the Lakers to beat the Orlando Magic, and he was unstoppable. And I'm talking about unstoppable, the small things, right? Getting to the free throw line, hitting big buckets when you need one, coming in off the bench and creating the spark or having this energy that a lot of other players did not really have tonight. And a lot of other players really haven't had these last couple of games. Did Austin Reeves just save the Lakers season? He might have. I'm not kidding here. He may have. You could not lose this game. You could not go 0-2 over the weekend. I don't even think you could have gone 1-1, but everybody else is so bad in the Western Conference. It sounds like you can lose games and still be in the mix here because we've seen the Lakers doing that. And Austin Reeves found a way to help the Lakers win the game 111-105. And I'm not really sure how many different ways that I could compliment him. He's an undrafted player. I think a lot of times he just steps on the floor and tries to play the right way. Sometimes it's not to do with skill, and I'm not saying that he's not skilled. It's just he's going to outwork you. He's going to out-hustle you. But then he also has skill, so he can hit that 15-foot jumper. He could take guys that don't know it. He can take them on ISO plays and get to the basket. He can shoot 80+% from the free throw line as well. He could create contact. He's a smart enough player that he knows how to draw contact and get a foul and get 2 easy ones at the free throw line. Kind of does a little bit of everything. Really, really high IQ basketball player. And he may have saved the Los Angeles Lakers season on a Sunday against the Orlando Magic, who coming into this game, I think were 29-42. So he handed them their 43rd loss. Austin Reeves may have very, very well saved the Los Angeles Lakers season. So I got no problem starting with Austin Reeves. I got no problem highlighting what he was able to do for the Lakers tonight. Give the man his credit. And, it's kind of interesting being at the game at Crypto. 2 things stood out to me at Crypto.com tonight. One was the Austin Reeves performance and Laker fans going crazy for him and chanting MVP. Not when Anthony Davis was at the line, but when Austin Reeves was at the line was when the fans were so loud. chanting MVP. So that's one thing that stood out to me. The other thing that really stood out to me, you know what? I'm gonna wait till the end of the show to tell you what it was. This will be a story time with Sliwa session. Two things stood out at the game tonight. One was Austin Reeves, the fans chanting MVP, and the second one will be a little story time with Sliwa, and I will tell you at the end of the show. Okay? I don't want to hear people saying, no, we want to know right now." I'll tell you at the end of the show. It's actually pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Um, let's see what else we got here. AR-15 is a new star is born, and AD, a new role player, is born. Alan Sliwa. Okay. A lot of people being born there. David Sabatini, you do look like a boxer, no doubt. Get knocked out pretty quick there. This one I really agree with. Pay Alan Sliwa 4 years, 100 million. Couldn't agree more, Dan. Couldn't agree more. I'll take 80 mil. I'll take 80 mil to save some salary cap. I want to save some space so we could go out there and get some more free agents. See, I'm definitely not I'm not selfish. Definitely not selfish. Okay. I'm going to wait on AD. So if you guys want to talk Anthony Davis, like I know most people do, I'm going to wait on Anthony Davis for just a second here. He's the type of player we got to keep for years to come. Don't pull Caruso moves and let the key guys walk. Not lying there, James. You're not lying there. And Austin Reeves, who said in the postgame show that he is he grew up a fan of the Lakers. Maybe the Lakers get an advantage there because he's doing everything here. Let's see what else we got here. A lot of people want to go Anthony Davis. All right, we're going to go AD then. Let's just get started with Anthony Davis. Let me cap off Austin Reeves real quick. You might have saved the season. And I'm not being dramatic. He may have saved the season because if you'd have lost tonight against the Orlando Magic and started your 5-game homestand 0-2 with 10 games left to go, your confidence level is going like this. Your record in the standings is going like this. They would have been 12th if they lost tonight. They would have actually been behind the Pelicans if they lost tonight. And they got very fortunate that they won the game. Okay, before I get into Anthony Davis, let me just say this real quick. This type of basketball that the Lakers are playing over the last week, okay? Let me tell you what the last week the Lakers have done, all right? Over the last week, the Lakers, they have this is what they've done. Basically, they lost to the New York Knicks. They beat the Pelicans and looked fantastic doing it. The only problem is, and I think Laker fans would agree with this, while they were doing that, uh, they ended up kind of playing so poorly in the second half. They hurt themselves in the second half. Had they hurt themselves in the second half, everybody had to keep playing through the fourth quarter. So they obviously didn't do themselves much favors from that department. Then they lost to the Houston Rockets. Then they lost to the buzzer against the Dallas Mavericks. It was not a good week for the Lakers. And I think even tonight, kind of dangerous for the Lakers to be playing. What are they tied at 105 or 103 or whatever it was with just a couple minutes left to go? They could have easily lost this game to the Orlando Magic. Listen, they're most likely going to get in the play-in tournament, but it's not like they're going to get in the play-in tournament, at least up to this point. They were playing such good basketball. I thought not only are they going to get in the play-in tournament, they had a shot at number 6, but I thought on top of all that, I was feeling confident about who they were, the way they're playing. I think everybody was. Now it's, well, if you keep playing like this and you just get into the play-in tournament, well, then you just kind of know it's a matter of time until it's a wrap, until it's all kind of said and done. So hopefully the Lakers from that department are better. Hopefully, as the rest of these 10 games go, the Lakers are back to a team that looks like it's clicking on all cylinders, that the starting lineup looks better, that these pieces are all fitting together. But the last week has not been a good week of Lakers basketball, and I think that part's been a little bit discouraging. I thought this team is going to start balling out, and I thought they'd be doing some real damage. I thought no question about it they were going to win both games over the weekend. Instead, they barely win against the Orlando Magic, and then they end up obviously losing at the buzzer to the Dallas Mavericks. Okay, I had to update one thing on my page here. Got it all set. Got to do a couple things. I'm all good to go now. Okay. Now I believe I am ready to talk Anthony Davis. And we got a lot of comments here. Appreciate you guys all being a part of the show here. Intel Wild, AD looking bad, shooting bad, free throws horrible, body language looks bad, and fumbling balls and throwing bad passes. Let's stick on this for a quick second. Appreciate the super chat here. Okay, so real quick, Anthony Davis. I'll do my best to describe Anthony Davis right now. Looks like he's in his own head. I think sometimes you get that with Anthony Davis where you're second guessing yourself. You miss a couple shots in a row. Now all of a sudden you're not nearly as aggressive. You're probably thinking too much at the free throw line. That's another kind of a bad characteristic to have is when you're going to the free throw line. I think in clutch time right now, inside of a minute, Anthony Davis is like a 60% free throw shooter. So obviously it's getting to his head, and that just can't happen. And if it is going to happen, this is probably the Lakers the rest of the way where they're just struggling to win games. He had 15 points tonight. He had 15 points against the Orlando Magic tonight. We literally needed a miraculous win from Austin Reeves. We needed a miraculous game from Austin Reeves to get the win against the Orlando Magic. 15 and 11 just isn't going to get it done. 6 of 15 from the field. Shot 3 of 6 from the free throw line. The game against the Dallas kind of lost the Lakers the game here. I mean, the foul on Maxey on that what was it, the second to the last possession where he fouls him on the 3. He misses the free throw on one end. His defensive rotation, obviously, to crash the boards when Kyrie still has the ball or thinking you need to crash the boards. Kleba got the look that he was looking for, or not that he was looking for, but got the look. AD has not had a good couple of games here. Didn't play in the game against Houston. If Anthony Davis is if he's going to be this kind of player where you're like, he's okay. Yeah, he's all right. You tell me kind of how these last 10 games go. But I don't think it's going to go that well. I mean, Anthony Davis has to be the best player on the floor for basically every. The Lakers and the Magic are playing each other. When this game starts, aren't you all saying, well, AD is the best player on the floor? Well, his numbers got to also back that up. When they're playing against Dallas on Friday, he's got to be the guy that closes out a game. He's got to be the guy that you kind of run everything through. And I don't know if you could rely on him for that. So, unfortunately, that has not been the case. Bargain shopper, not enough for AD. Couldn't agree more. Very jealous of your YouTube name, by the way, Bargain Shopper. That's a great name. Let's see what he has here. AD has 2 days. Okay. 2 days to get over his head. Let's see what else we got here. We'll see a couple. Want to see a couple more AD comments here that I could highlight real quick. Play starts too far away from the basket for AD. Yeah, I have no excuses for Anthony Davis. None. I have none. I really don't, because this is actually a good comment here. AD, Ham can't keep blaming double, triple teams on AD. Kobe and other all-stars get double teams, still score on any given night. All AD does offset screens. Okay, listen to me real quick. There are superstars in this league. Superstars. You know what happens to them? They get doubled and triple team all the time. They do. You don't think Shaq used to get doubled and triple teams? You don't think Joel Embiid gets doubled and triple teams? You don't think the Joker gets doubled and triple teams? You don't think Bron, Giannis? That's when you're that caliber of player, you're always going to have all the attention. Can't give AD that excuse. I just can't. And the only reason why I'm being hard on Anthony Davis right now, I'm being hard on him specifically because We almost lost to the Orlando Magic. We lost to the Dallas Mavericks without Luca. You know, um, these are big. You really, really, really need to figure that portion out. I see some of the stuff about Tristan Thompson, Shams, Woj, all that other stuff. So I'm going to get to that in just a second. That's coming out while we're doing the show. So that's that's good to know. So we can use that to get into in just a second. Let's see what else we got here. All right, looks like Laker fans want to get into that right now. All right, we'll do that. I had a caller into let me go back to one other thing here real quick. Want to go back to one thing here real quick before I get into the roster. Um, Starters for the Lakers these last couple of games, Malik Beasley is beyond the definition of hot or cold. I mean, you don't need to hit 7 threes, but you can't go 1 for 7. And I feel like that's Beasley a lot more times than not where he's really struggling from the field. And then he'll have a game where his 3-point shooting has fallen. He's got to be more consistent. Jared Vanderbilt, I think kind of a little bit of the same thing. Now, he never looks for his shot. He only took one shot today, had 2 points, did end up with 10 rebounds. Troy Brown Jr., pretty inconsistent as well. And then Anthony Davis, he's been inconsistent. D'Angelo has been inconsistent. So I think right now with the Lakers, this starting lineup, every single one of those players were a minus in the plus minus. I don't know if you guys remember, I did when I was doing post game show number 2 here on Friday. I said I was getting ready to praise the Lakers bench because the Lakers bench won then the game, but then they eventually lost the game. Well, the bench won then the game tonight as well against the Orlando Magic. Dennis Schroeder had another 12 points, 5 assists. Wendy Gabriel's all over the place, all hustle, 6 points, 8 rebounds, a plus 25 in the plus minus. Austin Reeves already talked about his plus 25. Rui had some moments, 4 of 9 from the field, had some buckets for the Lakers, 8 points and 5 rebounds. The starters are the ones that have been disappointed, to be honest with you. All of them, every single one of them. I mean, D'Angelo was disappointed since he's kind of come back. He had a couple good games right out the gate, and then he's been quiet since that Houston game. AD has been back and forth. Vanderbilt, Beasley, Troy Brown Jr., I don't really know what you're going to get every single night. So the Lakers now completely kind of all of a sudden, depending on the bench. That concerns me a little bit with their starters, to be honest with you. Now, I do think that, ultimately at the end of the day, I do think that AD is going to be the driving force of this whole thing. AD plays good ball late. Those starters will be fine. All right, let's see what else we got here. AD is not a superstar. Case closed. He is. He's just not one of those superstars, if you know what I mean. Maybe that's what he is. He's a number 2. Tino, when AD uses his quick moves to the basket, he's more successful. Yeah, sometimes it looks like he's just kind of waiting. All right, are they sending a double or are they not? So he's more hesitant. Okay, let's get into bearing the rush to help give him confidence. I appreciate all the comments, by the way. All right, let's do this here real quick. Quick little pause here. OC O'Neill always does this, and I appreciate that. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed. Notification bell. You guys know I'm putting up Laker videos all the time. So if you don't mind taking a quick second and subscribing to the channel, it would mean a lot. Thank you very much for that. Okay, so let's read the tweet that while I started doing the post-game show up to the post-game show, not cool, Shams. I'm in the middle of a show here, and you're just tweeting while I'm doing a show. Los Angeles Lakers are working out free agent centers Tristan Thompson and Tony Bradley this week. Sources tell me and Jovan Buha. Jovan Buha, you guys know, I have him on the show pretty frequently, at least on my radio stuff. Thompson, an 11-year veteran, was a key member of the 2016 championship Cavaliers team alongside LeBron James. It's kind of funny. I remember when Kyrie requested a trade from the Brooklyn Nets. Tristan Thompson was on some radio show, but he was doing TV for ESPN. And he said, let's put the band back together. He was talking about Kyrie joining up with LeBron again. But he kept saying, let's put the band back together. I was like, Or are you talking about yourself, or are you talking about them too? So apparently he's talking about himself a little bit. Okay, let me give you guys my thoughts real quick on that. I think for me, first thing is first. I had somebody call into the post game show and ask, okay, hey Al, what's the deal here? Why aren't they trying to get another big? And I told them, I don't have an answer for you. They clearly, in the Rockets game, when they did not have Mo Bamba available because he's out with an injury as well, and AD didn't play, they didn't have a center. I mean, they had Rui start at center, which he's not a center, Rui or Vanderbilt, whoever they had at center. And then they brought in Wenyen Gabriel. Now, as the game progressed, Wenyen Gabriel pretty much played the bulk of the minutes. But Wenyen's your backup. He's not supposed to be your starter. And the idea was Mo Bamba's there too. So you have some real size there. Mo Bamba's your 7-footer. Between Tony Bradley and Tristan Thompson, I'm going to look real quick on Tristan Thompson because I just want to see his age. See where he is right now. 32 years old. Still actually very young. There's an advantage of having somebody like Tristan for the reason that he's played with these guys. He's a veteran. He's a champion. He's been in the league for a while. So I think right out the gate, he is the type of player that could, potentially have impact there. Do I think they're going to have a lot of impact? No, I don't. I think it's literally just trying to add another big. So I wouldn't spend too much time thinking to yourself that whatever player the Lakers do get is a key piece or something like that. Tony Bradley, if I think it's the dude that I'm thinking of, 25 years old. He's only played in 12 games this year, averages a point and a half. I mean, just basically he's a 6'10" center. So you're just trying to get some size. That's the only thing that you're trying to do, nothing more to it than that. So I'll let the Lakers brass figure out who makes the most sense, but to have a roster spot available, somebody wants a fist pump. I got you, my man. To have a roster spot available and not have Mo Bamba, not have LeBron, you lose true size there. AD, there's still another back-to-back coming, so who knows if you're going to need to use him for that. I think get that player. I'll take my chances with a Tristan Thompson more just because he's still just 32 years old. He's won an NBA championship. He's been in the league for a while. He's a competitor. So we could kind of figure it out from there. Okay, I'm going to read a couple things here. If only Thomas Bryant didn't request a trade, you're not wrong on there. He clearly wanted out, wanted some more PT. I don't even know if he's getting that PT in I don't even know if he's getting that PT in Denver. Let's see what else we got here. All right, people are asking who the hell's Tony Bradley. I tried explaining as best as I could. Some people like the idea of I'm just trying to find some of the right comments here. Some people like the idea of Tristan Thompson because he's a veteran. So we'll kind of see what that happens or see what happens on that front. Okay, so I want to point out this too real quick. NBA standings where the Lakers are right now. So we'll see what the Lakers do with a big, but they do need to add another big, period. I mean, they just don't have enough size right now. They all of a sudden got enough wings. They just don't have enough centers because Mo Bamba got injured. Braun's not there. Before it was they didn't have enough wings and they had all guards. So the Lakers still kind of trying to find that balance. So with the win, the Lakers put themselves back at number 10. So they're 35-37 now, still 2 games below 500. Next game coming up will be against the Phoenix Suns. That won't be an easy one. The Phoenix is still a good team, even though they're struggling. They didn't have DeAndre Ayton today when they took on the Oklahoma City Thunder, and the Suns could not help the Lakers. But that's always a tough matchup, so we'll see kind of how that one goes. But we got a couple of days until that happens. So the difference now, number 6 Dallas Mavericks are a game and a half in front of the Lakers, who are all the way down at number 10. But Dallas has the tiebreaker. Warriors are at number 7. They're a game in front of the Lakers. Lakers have the tiebreaker. So this is going to just, for the final 10 games, here's what you should hope for from a Laker fan. Lakers, take care of your business. Everything else will work itself out. So I think that's going to be the interesting part for the Lakers. Can they just do their part? And got to be real with you. This last week does not give you that. I think I was feeling a certain way after they beat the Pelicans, and you knew they had the Rockets, the Mavs, and the Magic coming up. No Luka against versus the Mavs on Friday. I was really starting to feel good about this Lakers team. And then now that the dust has kind of settled over the last week, you lost to the Knicks, you lost to the Rockets, you lost to the Mavs, you had a tough one against the Orlando Magic. You lost some of that steam. So we'll see if the Lakers are able to kind of get that over the next 10 games. They're going to need to if they're going to make a listen. I think they're going to make the playing tournament, but I don't want them to make the playing tournament because everybody else keeps losing. I want them to make the playing tournament or just get into the playoffs because they're playing good basketball at the right time, that they weren't depending on all these other teams out there. So hopefully that will eventually be the case for the Lakers. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Okay, before I get into my story, let's do a little roll call here real quick. Tell me where you're tuning in from. Let these all just come up on the comments. I'll do my best to get into them. I appreciate you guys being a part of the show. So let's just tell me where you're tuning in from. I'll try and give you a shout out. Is your March Madness team still alive? Phil. Yes. The Aztecs, SDSU, is in the Sweet 16. So my Aztecs play on Friday against Alabama. Alabama's the #1 overall seed. But you know what? Who cares? You got to, if you're going to go make it to the Elite Eight or Final Four, you got to take out some good teams in the process. Let's see what the Aztecs can do to it. So thank you for asking. I appreciate it. All right, let's see where we got everybody from. I can't highlight them because there's just too many coming in. Let's see what we got here. Okay, Cedric. Appreciate you. Lathrop, California. Murrieta, Santa Fe, New Mexico. Anaheim in the house. Arleta, if I pronounce that right. Thank you for tuning in. Indonesia. Let's see what else we got here. Florida. Silver Lake in the house. Washington State. University of Newcastle. Portugal in the house. Portugal, thank you for tuning in. Portugal, whenever you want to just, invite Slee over, just let me know. I mean, it'd be nice to, get a little invite there. Hollywood, Whittier in the house. Hong Kong, could I get an invite? Basically, I'm just using this channel to go international. Just trying to go visit the world. Washington, D.C., Cal State Fullerton in the house. Thank you for being a part of the show. Rochester, New York. Oceanside, California. Let's see what else we got here. South Korea. Houston, Texas. I got a Go Padres on there. Dodger fans they just hate me. I don't know what to tell you. I'm from SD. There's nothing I can do here. Diamond Bar, California. Appreciate you being a part of the show. Venezuela. Garden Grove, California. Hotlanta in the house. Honolulu. Cyprus. Louisiana. Tokyo. Whittier. New Zealand. Houston. Fremont. Diamond Bar in the house. Fontana. Downtown LA, Louisiana. Appreciate you all for being a part of the show. Thank you for being a part of the show. One thing I love about this channel is I know there's Laker fans all over the world, and it's really cool to see all these different people that are part of it. Manila in the house. Thank you all for being a part of the show. Greatly appreciate it. Okay, let me tell my story real quick here. Columbus, Ohio. You guys remember when I used to do one of those story times with Sliwa? I'm going to do a quick story time with Sliwa. We're going to call it a night. I got work again in the morning, so we'll get going. Okay, so I told you 2 things really cool that were happening. Not even really cool, but 2 things that stood out to me at Crypto.com Arena. Number 1, Austin Reeves was doing his thing. You got the whole crowd chanting MVP. Whole crowd chanting MVP for Austin Reeves. Nobody else. Literally, Anthony Davis wasn't getting MVP chants. Austin Reeves was. Here's the other thing that stood out with me at the arena today. Sitting there, and this seems to happen like once a month, okay? I'm sitting there, and I'm in row 2 of where everybody's broadcasting from. So you got John Ireland, you got Michael Thompson in front of me, and then the statisticians, the producers, and then to my right in front of me is Billy Mack, Stu Lance, doing the Spectrum game, doing it for TV. Laker fans, when I tell you, in that arena and in our section, it smelt like somebody was lighting a joint right in front of us and basically passing the J to everyone. I'm not kidding around. And security guards all kind of scrambling, trying to find who is smoking this J at crypto.com arena in the middle of the game. They couldn't find him. It kept happening basically from the first quarter through, I guess, halfway through the first quarter to like halfway through the fourth quarter. Someone was just blazing inside of crypto, and nobody could find the person. Nobody could find the person. I went down and had popcorn 9 times. Does that mean that I had a secondhand high? I'm not sure, but I just know that this guy's a ninja in there. He's an absolute ninja. No, no one could find him. Both broadcasts, everybody's looking around, just kind of looking around saying, what the hell is going on here? Does anybody want to find him? There was like Secret Service out there looking for this guy. You just couldn't find him. You couldn't find him. I give the guy a lot of respect. I give the guy a lot of credit that he's able to walk into the arena, smoke the J as if he's hanging out at home watching the game in the living room, and absolutely nobody could find him. All the red jackets everywhere. Everyone was just scrambling. They didn't know what to do. So nothing you could do. If that person who was smoking that J is listening to this broadcast, very creative, man. How you did it, I have no idea how you did it, but you made it happen. So Laker fans, that's all I got tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the post-game show after the post-game show, and hopefully the Los Angeles Lakers can continue winning, get back to work on Wednesday. Tomorrow, I got Lakers talk. I got it live. People loving the story. That's all I see is just everybody throwing these up everywhere. People asking me why I wasn't. People asking me, did I smoke any part of the J? Sliwa stopped smoking that joint. Don't you start, Franklin. Don't you start with me, Franklin. I will. I'll be back tomorrow doing Lakers Talk live, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. And Brian Windhorst is going to join the show as well. So when I'm done with there, I'll throw it up here on YouTube. Appreciate you guys, man. Fantastic channel. Love doing post game after the post game. Laker fans, hope you guys have a good rest of your night. We'll get back with you guys tomorrow. Thanks, Laker fans.